Alright, so we're going to talk about the Elder Scrolls 6 again. So this comes via Gaming Bible. Elder Scrolls 6 could be unplayable for millions of gamers in surprise U-turn. So we've got the Elder Scrolls 6. Obviously, depends what exactly you mean by we've got the Elder Scrolls 6. We've got the Elder Scrolls 6 supposed to be coming out. Supposedly, Bethesda are developing the Elder Scrolls 6 and it will be out at some point in the future. But as I'm sure you know, everything keeps getting pushed back. Todd Howard admitted a while ago, maybe not that long ago, maybe quite recently, Todd Howard admitted that they had announced the game too soon. Because if you remember, we got that little teaser trailer, announcement trailer, a very small one, in like 2020, maybe 2021. And it's now 2026 and we're looking at a 2028 release date. And we've got Todd Howard admitting that they announced it way too soon, which implies that they haven't been working on it for very long. So yeah, we've got this from Gaming Bible. Elder Scrolls 6 could be unplayable for millions of gamers in surprise U-turn. The Elder Scrolls 6 is expected to be one of the biggest video game launches in history, but its impact will be significantly diminished unless everyone gets to play it. Bethesda has kept details on its Elder Scrolls game close to the chest, but the clock is ticking and we're bound to get an official reveal soon. However, given recent events, Elder Scrolls fans have cause for concern, and it's looking more and more likely that Elder Scrolls 6 will be unplayable for millions of gamers, especially those on PlayStation. It's been widely believed that the game will launch on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 and PC simultaneously when it does finally release, but new information suggests that's no longer the case. Xbox could be stealing the Elder Scrolls 6 for itself, so this is where it gets interesting. This is sort of the main part of it here. So, since taking on new leadership, Xbox has undergone a change that might make or break the business. For the longest time now, Xbox has significantly underperformed compared to PlayStation, but a number of well thought out decisions are slowly building back favour with its audience. According to insider reports, one of the big conversations taking place is whether Xbox should bring back exclusivity for its first-party releases. Jez Corden from Windows Central said via Charlie Intel, "There are very, very big discussions regarding exclusivity internally at Xbox." Charlie Intel over on Twitter, well, X now. Go give Charlie Intel a follow if you're on X. Get a lot of this stuff from Charlie. Games like Halo, Campaign Evolved, for Forza Horizon 6 and Gears of War E-Day are all slated for PlayStation launches, which has been a controversial decision to say the least. Now it seems like Xbox is considering a U-turn on that decision, even going as far to tease exclusives in its digital store. Yeah, I mean, obviously they've had Halo for like forever, and they've had Forza, and they've had Gears of War, and Xbox have done really well from the exclusives that they've had. I mean, I think they've always lost to PlayStation when it comes to exclusives, because PlayStation have had God of War. They've had those Spider-Man games. I believe they had those. I believe they had the Jedi games. I believe those were exclusive to PlayStation. Sorry. So yeah, PlayStation have always sort of beat out Netflix when it comes to the exclusives. Imagine the Elder Scrolls 6, one of the biggest games of all time. Imagine it only releases on Xbox. I mean, that is that's a power move. That is a power play. But I mean, I mean, the game's still gonna do well. But if you're cutting off PlayStation players and you're cutting off PC players, you're really gonna hinder the game. While this likely won't prevent Halo or Gears of War from coming to PlayStation, it has big implications for games in the near distant future, like the Elder Scrolls 6. It certainly upset PlayStation users, but making the Elder Scrolls 6 an Xbox exclusive would be a smart decision from a business standpoint. Not only would it generate a lot more interest in owning an Xbox Series XS, but it in all likelihood be a day one Xbox Game Pass title too, adding further incentive. An even more devious idea is making it a launch title for the company's next Xbox, currently codenamed Project Helix, prior to an official reveal. For the longest time now, Xbox has taken an armchair general approach to the console wars, but these recent decisions imply it's ready to fight on the front lines again. If that's the case, it'll need a solid lineup of first-party titles to get old and new gamers on board, making the Elder Scrolls 6 an essential exclusive if Xbox can make it happen. Elder Scrolls 6 Rival looks to be delayed, and GTA 6 is to blame. The Elder Scrolls 6 likely remains years away. Yeah. 2028 at the earliest at this point, I think, really. And that's what most people are saying. Most people are saying 2028. And, you know, from what Todd Howard's been saying lately, sounds like they've only just started working on the damn thing. So, yeah, 2028 minimum, I think, 2028 minimum. Which means that many of us are seeking an open world fantasy fix elsewhere. Last year's Avowed provided ample distraction, with several other titles set to continue that trend this year, including Gothic 1 Remake and, more relevantly here, Fable. Developed by Playground Games, Fable is set to mark the comeback of the beloved franchise of the same name, arriving on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS and PC in mid to late 2026. It's the first new game in the franchise in 14 years. And in the fact that Fable was announced 6 years ago and has already been delayed once from 2025 to 2026, you can likely imagine how desperately fans are clamouring to get their hands on it. Unfortunately, they might be in for quite the wait, as reports have emerged suggesting that Fable has been delayed to 2027 and Grand Theft Auto 6 is to blame. So we're getting reports of a Fable delay internally, and it could be because of a clash with GTA 6. So, Giant Bomb journalist Jeff Grubb is the source of this report, revealing that Fable has been pushed internally. I'll say that I've heard that Fable has been pushed internally. Grubb remarked on his Game Mess podcast. That doesn't mean that it's coming out next year. He continued, apparently they're still trying to get it out this year, but they are worried about the launch of GTA 6, and so if it's getting delayed beyond the release of Grand Theft Auto 6, that could push it into December, which might make it a prime candidate to get delayed into 2027. As it stands, Fable lacks a release date, but it was expected to land in Q3 or Q4, so we're talking anywhere from July to December. So yeah, back to the Elder Scrolls 6 here, because we sort of went off a tangent with Fable. So there is a chance that it gets made a Xbox exclusive, which for Xbox would be a very savvy business decision. The only thing I'm thinking of is Bethesda probably won't want that, because they're going to lose millions and millions of sales. Because think about how many people on PlayStation and on PC are going to want to buy the Elder Scrolls 6. They are literally going to lose out on millions and millions, maybe 10 million sales from being an Xbox exclusive. They might lose 10 million sales. Is that possible? I think that is possible. I think that's reasonable. I don't think that's an outrageous number. If the Elder Scrolls 6 is a Xbox exclusive, that knocks out the PlayStation player base and that knocks out the PC player base, and I think that that's easily 10 million players. Easily 10 million players. Maybe more. That's a big loss for Bethesda. That's a huge... I mean, just think about how much money that actually is. I mean, what's this game going to sell for? 80 quid? 70, 80 quid? And they're going to lose 10 million sales from being an Xbox exclusive. What's that number? That's a big number. That's a big old number. We'll have to see how this whole thing develops. So yeah, that's all I wanted to cover for today. So see you later.